Last winter I opened an Etsy shop and I thought it might be interesting for anybody who does knitting or anybody who's interested in Etsy or whatever to see what did and didn't sell on Etsy. Now I do only knit hats. I maybe need to change that up because most things didn't sell on catalogue. Years ago I used to have an Etsy shop selling baby hats and it did very well. I sold loads, so I thought I'd have a go at doing some baby hats. Spoiler, I didn't sell any of them. These are some of the ones that I knit that I couldn't sell. Little baby beanie hats with pom-poms. I thought they were really nice. Beanie hats for babies in bright colours. Maybe they're just too bright, I don't know. I also sold them quite cheap. I'm going to reopen actually and put the prices up. Because A, what's the point? And B, I think people might think they're rubbish if they're cheap. This is a baby bonnet that I knit. I think that's lovely. That's pure wool, luxury wool. Maybe too bright. I thought that was nice. Little baby pixie hat. And a little elf hat. Maybe for photographers doing photo shoots. Maybe too colourful. Everything's beige, isn't it? So what did I knit for adults that didn't sell? You're following the theme here, I didn't sell very much. This is a cowl made of pure wool, a neck warmer. Very nice, very soft. Of course you can't see that on photos, what the quality is. It's good quality. Some adult beanie hats that I knit. Again, I thought that was lovely. A bit of hand spun wool in there, nice colours. Completely unique, one of a kind hat. Didn't sell it. Some more adult beanie hats. They're kind of a bit boho, I suppose, a little bit unusual, a bit hippie if you like. I thought this one was nice. It says hug me on it. Nice colours of the sea. I won't bore you for too long. I am going to get to what I did sell. I designed this one myself, look, it's got Eiffel Towers on it. That's my Parisian Eiffel Tower hat. Another beanie hat, blue with all different colours. Anyway, none of those sold, they had no interest whatsoever. There was one design of hat that I knit, it's my own design, I design everything myself, that's quite popular. And it is, drum roll, these. It's a pixie hat, so you wear it on your head and it's got like a point. And big jangly bonnet, so it's good for like festivals or just being generally cool. I sold quite a few of these in all different colours. Neutral colours and blues being the most popular, but also I did some rainbow ones. Here's some more of these that I've knit since. I'm going to reopen the Etsy shop in the autumn. So I've got a blue one, braids, I've put pom-poms on the braids, I think that'll probably sell. Very cosy brown one. Now that's got a bigger point, that's a different design, and that points up, if you can imagine that. Really cool. Again, pom-poms, hand spun wool and things in the braids. Oh, I haven't got any more out. So is it worth selling your knitting on Etsy? I'm going to say no. There are people who have got really successful knitting shops charging premium prices. I've had a look and they really market themselves well. They've got beautiful photos, excellent work, they ship worldwide, scarves, hats. From what I've heard about things like baby cardigans and booties, you can't get much money for them. I've seen booties going for £1.75. Now I knitted some booties yesterday. I've left them over there, I'll show you. It took me 2 days. I know some people can knock them out in half an hour. Also Barbie dresses is something else that I like to knit. Maybe do another video about them. I've seen them for £1.50 and it makes me think, what's the point? But I've seen a lady doing miniature doll's house clothes, jumpers, and she sells them for £25–20 and she's sold absolutely loads to the doll's house community. So for me, it hasn't been worth it. I am going to reopen because this is just a selection of what I've already knit. I've stored them very carefully. I'm going to reopen in the autumn, and I've got loads of wool to use up. But anyway, yeah, so just my conclusion is, rambling a bit, I think if you're going to knit things to sell on Etsy, you've got to do something unique. I think blankets are always... It stopped recording then. I don't know where I was. I think baby cardigans, booties and things aren't worth doing unless you really market yourself well. Blankets are always popular, but do you want to spend hours making a blanket just to leave it to the mercy of the post? Dolls' dresses are quick. You could do egg cozies. I tried them as well, I didn't sell any of them. But it might be me. But yeah, for me, funky adult hats, the ones with braids, the regular beanies, I didn't sell a single one. And I've started doing some cat hat square ones now with tassels coming out of there and tassels coming out of there. Let me see if I can find one, hang on. But this was another style that worked that I happened to find. Just a regular bonnet for an adult, fur trim, long braids. So that's what sold for me, and absolutely nothing else sold whatsoever. I hope you found that interesting if you're a knitter or just somebody who likes knitting. Thank you for watching.